live with some of Roach and live with some of Rush Limbaugh's wit and wisdom here. This is the James A. Hendricks School of Leadership. Hey guys, today we're doing the Principles of Public Affairs. I told you guys Tuesdays and Thursdays, non-negotiable, is Principles of Public Affairs. If I ever do miss a Tuesday or Thursday during this time, I want you to look ahead. This next Thursday, we're going to be dealing with diversity. Next Tuesday, haven't decided yet. I'll have to look at some of the hot topics and figure out what's going on. Anything to try to keep, a daily deluge from having to do a brain dump of analyzing the news all the time. That's yes, I do believe in analyzing the news, but not today. Now, let's think about that. It's a safe question, wouldn't you say? So let's talk about this. And you might say, what's the big deal? Why use the Bible to define fairness? Because the way our culture is, forgive me, the Bible has a better answer in talking about fairness. And so, forgive me, I'm still looking. Isaiah chapter 56, verses 1 through 12. What do you know? So, I'm going to go into my King James Bible. And let's go into Isaiah if we can. Alright. Isaiah. It's something else, isn't it? Isaiah 56. Whole chapter covers it. So we're just going to do some select verses for the sake of time today. Verses 3 and 4. Okay? Neither let the son of the stranger that hath joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord hath utterly separated me from the people, from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. I think we might as well go ahead and go to verse 4, and I'll talk about this. For thus saith the Lord unto the eunuch that keep my Sabbaths, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. You say, well, didn't what does all that have to do about fairness? Well, we need to be welcoming and loving towards people. Fairness is, I'm offended, I'm upset, I want fairness, I want my way. No. If it's done that way, it don't work. How about let's go over to the New Testament, okay? Let's go over to the New Testament. You guys know what I'm going to do. Acts chapter 2, verse 21 says this. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. I think what that means for me In being fair, we should be loving. We should not be partial. You know? We should not be partial. Because we're all the same. We're all human beings. You hear me? Alright, let's see if we can find some more. Proverbs 31, verse 9. Open thy mouth, judge righteously. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. That's a good one. Okay, I've covered quite a bit of these in my video today, but I'm going to cover some more. Ooh, something I'll be reading in a few days. Ecclesiastes, huh? Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Let me see if I can find the Bible app again. Sometimes I misplace things and go nuts. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. I kind of like Ecclesiastes. Chapter 9, verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to man of skill. But time and chance happened to them all. It's kind of we all have the same 24 hours a day. We all have the same 7 days a week. And so I think in politics, yes, we have a right to give general constructive criticism. But I'm concerned that politics and public affairs is just sitting to the point where, well, all we're going to do is just sit around and complain instead of do about it. That's all it is. That's why I reinvented this show. Because quite frankly, I can sit there and let my blood boil and all that stuff. But what good does that do? What good does that do? Let's get over to the words of Jesus. I always love to get over to the words of Jesus. Matthew. Matthew chapter 20, of course. Verse 16. This is the words of Jesus. So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few are chosen. What that means is, don't think of just yourself. Don't just think of just your point of view, okay? So much of this culture likes to put labels on people and put them in a box. That doesn't happen here at the James Hendricks School of Government. Everybody has a fit. Everybody knows where their goodness is and where their greatness is. I know. It sounds like I'm preaching. But maybe I should preach instead of just complain about, how terrible it is. Come on. Really and truthfully, I could sit here and talk to you guys all day. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 18. I love sometimes getting into 1 Peter. It's got some wonderful doctrine and stuff. And it's like, this is public affairs. What in the world? What do you mean? Public affairs should be based on correct principles. And I'm using the Bible. Not 1 Corinthians. That's what I was studying earlier. Crazy me. That I meant 1 Peter. Sometimes I have, and today I don't know why. It could be because I had a rough night, rough day yesterday. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 18. For Christ also hath once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, and quickened by the Spirit. See, correct principles is founded upon the gospel of Jesus Christ. You're like, what in the world, Jimmy? Why do you keep doing this? You want me to keep going forward? I'll go forward. I'll talk as much as I can. I don't want to sit there and just analyze the news for you guys, okay? I also want to talk about public affairs with correct principles, okay? Let's go to Galatians chapter 3. The good old Galatians road. I study that almost every November. Either Galatians or the book of James. Either one. Okay, Galatians chapter 3. Verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For you are all one in Christ Jesus. Now, some people like to take that and misinterpret it the wrong way. Even well-meaning people. I think what Paul's trying to tell these Galatians is, look, stop putting labels on people. Guys, it's a good thing that this podcast still doesn't have a camera on me right now, because I tell you what, I have seriously the past few days or so lost my marbles, and so it's good to finally be back and talking to you guys. Now, let's see what are the Bible verses. I could go on and share some other things, but we're going to try to stick it with the Bible has to say. James chapter 3, verse 17. These are the verses that are just standing out. I get this crazy phone to cooperate. Come on, phone. Sometimes this thing does not want to cooperate unless you force it so they're going to cooperate. Then again, it may be just me. Okay, James. Let's go down to James. I like the Apostle James. He bears my name. Okay, verse 17. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and just spew this out for a while, okay? Forgive me. That means both sounds like, oh. Look, I understand. I understand that we all got to work together, and then and I don't mean compromising our principles here, people. Oops, wrong button. Why don't y'all laugh at me, not clap at me? Okay, guys. Fairness is not showing partiality. Being kind to people. Being peaceable to people. Even if they don't have the same point of view as yours. Not all scrunched up and bitter, which is what politics has become. For a while, I remember we used to be able to have a civil dialogue. And, it's funny, after a major select election, a president might say, keep it simple, keep it civil, Obama. But then what do you know? The election's over, the holiday's over, just slugfest all over again. Of course, this is way before I started the world of podcasting, which I happen to love and adore very much, you guys. I want you to know that. Okay, what can I say? We're just really cranking it up and really telling you guys, I could sit there on Tuesdays and Thursdays and continue to tell you about, Biden and the inflation and stuff like that, or rail against the culture. But then again, what would you learn? What good would it do? I believe in keeping informed, yes. But one thing I can't stand is keeping informed in a way where it just makes me reactive and just makes me furious. I could say it another way. But, public affairs Tuesdays and Thursdays, I like to keep it nice. And the next topic, of course, we're going to be talking about diversity. And yes, I'm going to be using correct principles to talk about diversity, okay? Because I don't believe in talking a bunch of crap where you guys, just get tired of listening to me. Because there's some political shows, I may love the host. But if they start out with this, and some of this recycled stuff, I'll turn that stuff off. Right, people? Okay, guys. Now, with that, I hope you enjoy listening to the James Hendricks Show. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of receiving most daily updates. It's Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, take care and be proactively informed. I promise you, tomorrow we will get to the news. We'll get back down to the nitty gritty. But until next time, y'all take care. I want y'all to be proactively informed, okay? Go out there. I want y'all to have a blessed day. Go home and hug your families tight, please.